This is the latest disclosure in a report from National Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington. It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life.
Welcome to Dead Radio.
We're not doing that.
How did she come to have sex with a dead man?
Don't call me Radio Unit 91.
You're a dead man. You're a dead man!
He's God here in this radio station.
Place where the dead speak.
Rebel Radio!
I'm a fake? Yes. How'd you like to be dead?
You ever think about doing radio?
My team is dead!
But you're not crazy. You're me. And this is just radio.
By the powers vested in me by the Federal Communications Commission, I command you to get on the microphone in a serious manner and continue this broadcast.
All right. Let's fucking do this.
Not
Are you
loud.
testing out your stuff?
Yeah, it's not loud enough.
Ah, all right. Well, welcome everyone. I usually play the intro a little longer. I want.
That's better.
I need a different kind of. Like, I don't want to be messing around over here. Welcome to episode number 156, everyone. 3 years worth of episodes. All right. And to celebrate... All right. That's it. That's the celebration.
Is that our chips in a bowl?
Monster groans and ass and titties.
Yeah, that's our chips in a bowl.
Well, yeah, we've did it. 156 episodes. Yeah. One for each week of the year.
For three
years.
3 consecutive years.
If you listen to one episode, if you listen to just this show, all right, I'm totally scattered. Today
if this is your first time ever,
all right. Well, when we get back,
I swear to God, the people who listen to this show, they need to. If you're just listening to this episode for this is the first episode out of all of our episodes that you started listening to. 3 years later, I still can't quite talk properly. It's still a little rough.
Well, I was just thinking that we should have had Adam sign a waiver.
Oh God, we should do it live on the show.
Be drunk driving home later.
We're gonna do a live waiver signing.
I did it already.
No,
it's
you gotta
different
do it
episode.
each time. So here you go. Sign that. Now you're on camera signing it, so it's even better. Yeah.
Sign in blood.
Certain podcasts don't have waivers that they sign because they have
insurance.
Yeah, because they have insurance and they don't do it out of their house.
Yeah.
But it's all right. They're not as professional as we are. And they're only like bi-monthly. So, yeah, man, if you haven't noticed, you probably should, if you're a fan of the show, know about Adam number 2. He's sitting directly across at the head of the table, the honorary head of the... Actually, would this be the head of the table or would that be the head of the table?
We've had this exact conversation.
Have we?
Yeah.
Head of the table, right?
Did we come up with a solution?
Yeah, if it's against a wall, it's not going to be anything.
Oh, yeah.
There's only one head of the table.
It's definitely the foot then.
Right.
The foot of the table is closest to the kitchen.
What does this look like up here?
And that's where the woman sits, so she can get to her
What does this
kitchen.
look like right here?
It's phallic.
Head of the table.
Oh, it is kind of a heady. Man, what the fuck? Sorry. All right, now we're back. Yeah, for anybody who follows us, you know about Adam number 2. He is our friendly neighborhood UPS driver at the Crafted Cup at 44 Raymond Avenue, Poughkeepsie, New York.
12603.
But in the nighttime, he's a bartender. Are you only Saturdays still?
Saturdays.
Yeah. See, I never get out there on Saturday nights. Saturday nights is usually my.
You.
It's not.
No.
He was joking, you idiot.
I know.
It's really not. It's only 2 miles. Yes, I know.
I'm gonna have a hard day.
$3 Uber rider, really.
I literally can stop in on my way out of the Crafted Cup when I'm closing, usually on Saturdays.
Probably.
Yeah, but I don't because I'd rather go home. It's cheaper to go home.
It is.
But yeah, Adam number 2, is a big fan of the show, as everybody should know by now, because I've said it a bunch of times. He recently went to the Great White North, the beautiful state of Vermont.
It was close to Canada.
Was it white? Was it covered in snow?
Yeah.
So? Mm-hmm. There you go.
But it was nicer there
But
than it
it's
was.
still
And
very
it's in the
confusing
north.
because Great White North is Canada. That's a nickname for Canada. So.
Says you.
And everyone who's ever heard the expression.
But, yeah, you just basically took a tour of the breweries and distilleries, too, or just breweries?
No distilleries this time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like, according to your Instagram, it seemed like you had a bunch of fun.
Lots of fun.
There's an entire cooler
Nothing
full of
Vermont
beer here for us to drink. And that,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck that thing is.
That's a growler from...
But it looks like a little mini keg.
It's adorable. It's absolutely adorable. And you brought glasses back, Citizen Cider, who we've had before at the beach, at the beach, I almost said the beach, at BC Kitchen.
Just call it baby cakes.
And I liked it. Yeah, I know. It really is. Has to be baby cakes. And I know people who, I know younger people who, you know, I don't think were around this area that saw the switch over from baby cakes to BC. They call it baby cakes because other people in the area call it baby cakes.
I still have people call up and say, you know, you answer the phone, hi, BC Kitchen. Oh, I thought this was baby cakes. And still is.
It is, but it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
New name.
Yeah.
New attitude.
New staff.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
I'm posting that picture because I forgot.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. I can pay attention and look at my phone, unlike you.
All right. I'm glad that glass wasn't full. What do you need?
A link to the show.
A link to the show. I just
Or
posted
just-
it. You should have been tagged on Facebook. Jesus Christ. Get with the program.
So as I was saying before you just trailed off, we were like mid-conversation,
We were?
and then you left.
Oh, okay.
I can pay attention while doing things on my phone, unlike you.
Yo, no, I can't do that.
No, you can. It's getting worse, by the
Yeah.
way.
What do you mean?
You can't, like, if you get a text message, you leave the room mentally.
Yeah.
Completely just gone.
Well, I have to because I need about 5 minutes to read the paragraphs that I'm being sent by Sabrina. So I need to kind of sit back and take it all in. Because if I don't fucking like sit there and read the whole text, I only read half the text, and then it turns into a giant pile of shit.
It's just funny.
It's
'cause I'm
happened
just like,
many times
I'm
before.
like talking to you, and you look down at your phone, and I'm like, I lost you, didn't I? You're gone now. You can't hear me at all. And there's no reaction whatsoever. You're completely not even in the room.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't know. I'm bored talking to you.
I mean, I
we see
get
each other
that.
every day. We see each other every fucking day of every week. It's just like,
So, what's new since yesterday?
Anyway, let's shit. Why not get into this fucking thing? I don't have a lot prepared. You don't.
No,
have,
we're just
we
gonna drink.
There's a ton of beer to drink. That's why. And you even got some gluten-free stuff for me because you're a sweetheart of a man. 4 beers. Out of how many in there? Are we going to try and drink all these, or?
That's not going to happen.
No.
Ooh, Belgian.
20-something.
Belgian. All right.
20
so
beers. I mean, it's
Well,
doable if nobody was driving.
Plus 64 ounces there.
Let's
plus
just do
2.
this.
It's What Are You Drinking?
All right. It is What Are You Drinking? A pretty much completely full-on, well, what the hell? Full-on What Are You Drinking episode, Blackberry Rose Hip Ale.
That sounds interesting.
I'm trying to decide what order I need to drink these in. Jesus Christ. So what made you go to fucking Vermont, first of all? In the middle of the goddamn winter.
Well, we were
like a
gonna
crazy person.
We were going to go on a snowboarding trip, my wife and I, but a month and a half-ish ago, almost 2 months ago, we found out we're going to have a baby.
Ah, Mazel Tov. I get to say Mazel Tov for real,
Yeah.
right?
You
Yes,
can't
you
play
did.
It's a Dead Radio exclusive, though, because everybody already knew.
Yeah, I know. That I didn't.
You want to smash a glass on the ground?
No.
Damn it.
This is fine crystal. Yeah, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
How long has it been? Only like a month or two, right?
3.5 months now.
Okay, so when do you find out if it's got a penis or a vagina?
2 more weeks.
All right. What are you doing over there? So what are we pouring here?
Well,
what are you guys
pouring?
pouring?
My soundboard, but nothing happened.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I'm going to do... All right, you guys go ahead with that one, since you're the guest.
You want to give us a description?
So wait, so you were going to go skiing. You didn't want to go skiing because obviously...
Don't want to fall.
And cause an issue. I get that part. So instead you take a tour of a bunch of shit she can't have.
Yeah, he's got a fucking designated driver for the next 6 months.
Well, no, because she can't drive standard, so she can't drive Jeep. So.
Oh, man. So you're just drunk driving all across Vermont.
Nope, responsible driving. You do know what I do for a living, so I can't really do a conditional license to work.
Oh, right.
This is Red Dwarf by Dropin Brewing. It's just outside of Middlebury, or it's on the way into Middlebury.
Do they call it Middlebury or do they say Middlebury? Like some fucking
6 one, half dozen the other, I guess, kind of thing. I don't know.
Sorry to
trash Middlebury, a town I've never been to.
Yeah, well, we were in Salem, Salem, Massachusetts, and there's the Peabody area. It was like Peabody. They say Peabody.
Oh, Peabody, that's right. Yeah.
So that always
if
drove
somebody
me
said
fucking
that
nuts.
to me, I'd tell them to go fuck themselves. That's like
the entire state says that.
Yeah, they're all assholes.
Well, it's like Amarillo and Amarillo,
Amarillo.
But that's an accent. That's not talking like an idiot.
Yeah, but that's how you actually say the word. It's not. How you
well, I know, I get that, but there's a difference between the accent and the pronunciation.
It's like the Alex Trebek thing.
Yeah.
If you were from the town of Amarillo, Texas.
So why did you choose this one specifically right now?
This one here, I wanted to do it was double IPA that they had on tap.
Uh-huh.
They didn't can it yet. They were canning it the week after we were leaving. But this one was a very close second to something I really liked.
Oh, okay.
But what do you think?
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a amber ale.
Just American amber.
Mm-hmm.
Straightforward.
Yeah, I could drink that all day.
Yeah.
It's not overly hopped. It's not overly malty.
No.
It's 5.6, so wouldn't quite call it crushable.
No.
So I'm drinking Shrouded Summit Belgian White Ale by Ghostfish Brewing Company. Look at that fucking label. That's pretty cool.
Have you
right?
seen a ghostfish? Yeah. I just saw one the other day. It's actually a shark.
Yeah.
They're cool.
They're like blind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're ugly as shit too.
It's like this, like a sturgeon.
Can you just
what's up?
Pour off a little bit, like a tiny little splash, just so I could try it. I don't want to take a sip out of your glass though, because I'm getting over being sick. That's more than enough.
Oh.
You just remember to walk by somebody, hit the top of their bottle, and you gotta.
So
isn't that how you fried your last computer?
No, my computer died died due to.
Because I lost my keyboard to that.
Oh, just dumping a beer.
Yeah, and the yell was from the cord hole.
Yeah, the yell was because it went everywhere. I think it was like an entire beer, something like that. Wine?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was wine. Yeah,
it was a whole glass of wine.
Super fan. Adam #2. This is it's a Belgian white ale. I mean, it definitely tastes like a white ale, but I'm missing that like bready heaviness to it.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of missing. It's funny. I never used to like white or I liked Belgians, but I didn't really like white ales or anything like that, especially American ones. I thought they were too bready. But Glutenberg's white ale is the fucking top of the heap when it comes to gluten-free beers tasting like a real beer. That's the one that tastes like the most like a Belgian white ale. You almost can't tell the difference.
Yeah, you see that? I wouldn't have guessed that was like a sorghum beer.
Right. This tastes like a real beer, but it just doesn't taste like a good enough.
But the thing is, all the things that you are saying are missing from it are the things that I hate about Belgian whites.
Here, you got any
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Sours or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
it's a little thin. That's all.
But
it's
the breadiness, the Necco wafer flavor of Belgian yeast.
It's only 4.5%, so it's crushable.
That is crushable.
It's almost like when you're drinking wine and then you switch over to mead. It's that part of wine that bite while you drink it that mead doesn't have that I like more about.
Well, it's got malted millet,
Salt Point mead,
malted rice, malted buckwheat, hops, juniper, coriander, orange peel, and yeast.
It doesn't say what kind of yeast they use.
No, it just says yeast. I don't think it says anything on the can either, but it's really fucking good. It's definitely something I'd drink all the goddamn time if it were available in New York State.
Seattle? Yeah, Seattle.
Shut up! Oh, they're from Seattle, so you didn't even get them over there. You just found it.
Yeah, I think this one also. The other one was.
Oh man. Well, fuck it. I'm glad. And they're a dedicated gluten-free facility too, so that's even more interesting. So they're putting all their eggs in that basket. So.
Well, thanks to Monsanto, it's a pretty big basket, so you're fine. There's just gonna be more and more people gluten intolerance. Yeah, a lot of doctors are saying that this could be like the precursor to how everyone fucking wears glasses now. That's might be like that. 30, 40 years, 50% of the population could be gluten intolerant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like what Brooke's got now. She's got that fructose malabsorption thing. I tell people, and they just kind of like they eye roll sometimes because it's like, what the fuck is this now?
Yeah.
It's like she can't have any fruits or vegetables that are high in fructose, or it fucking disrupts her system.
Well, think about it. It's like 10, 15 years ago, you were getting a stomach ache.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you were getting. You didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
No one knew what celiac was.
Yeah, and then when you died at 63, they just were like, well, everybody dies at 63. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is, not to go deep down the rabbit hole, but I think a lot of it is because we've just been eating too much fucking wheat.
I think so
And
too.
shit, well, the wheat from China or whatever they say.
And all the the genetic modification is one thing, but we've been modifying wheat for thousands of years. But the thing is, like most cultures, it never made up 50% of your calorie intake until 1955.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I mean, aside from Asian countries where rice is 50% of their calorie intake, but obviously you don't have these same issues because rice is rice. It hasn't changed in thousands of years. Whereas wheat is a totally different organism than it was even 200 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I eat
That's
the
why
fuck
everyone
out of
should
some
be on a
rice.
ketogenic diet, except for 2 days a week where they drink entirely too much beer.
I'm really enjoying this. This is good. It's still though.
So if you want, that's about a 5.5-hour ride if you want to go places.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Up in
That's
the town
fine.
of Stowe.
I'll wait.
That was actually one of the coolest places I've been to. That's where I got it from
the craft beer cellar and water brewery.
That's not the one I got it from then.
Okay. So fuck those
No, that's
guys.
the one I got it from. But no, that place is really good too. It's just like it's like walking into halftime. Part of the size of it, knowledgeable staff, cool guys, cool girls. Just what are you looking for? I want something local. Like all right, well, it's pretty much the whole entire store because there's got to be over 60 breweries that are up in Vermont now.
Yeah.
And like new ones popping up left and right, and
it's finally gotten to the point where I go into halftime and I'm out. I don't know anything about anybody.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
Anything new? I'm like, I don't know
it's
anything
too fucking
about these
expensive.
guys.
Well, that's the thing up there. It's just though, like I bought, like this here, probably like $60-$70.
Yeah, if you bought that at
amount.
halftime, that'd be $300.
Right, exactly. I mean, like a full case I bought. I think it was almost a full case of stuff, including one of these big bottle. I think I bought this up there plus a whole case. Like $70.
Yeah.
Of mixed stuff too. It's not like
it's not
4-pack,
like
4-pack. It's all.
Yeah, now you go into halftime, you get a 4-pack of 16-ounce cans. You're paying $14.99, $15.99 for it. That's fucking crazy.
That's like Bell's.
Yeah.
Or something that's pretty common. A little bit more produced. If you go in there and get like a single cut or something like that, you're $8 a can.
Yeah. Like I grabbed that bottle of mead and it was like $75. I was like, there's no way that's worth $75. He's like, it's pretty good, but you're right. You should put it back.
Yeah. Well, what is this? You pulled out the cider now. Now I'm.
Well, I want to see. I want to know what's in this growler.
That's a vanilla bean porter.
Dessert beer.
Wait to the end.
Yeah, that might be.
Yeah, we can do that.
End times beer.
End times beer.
All right. Whack that fucking down.
What
right
do we
away.
have next?
Do you want?
I was just thinking, should we rinse the glasses? Or
I have some
I'm
water.
pretty sure it's fine.
He's fine. Okay. I'm gonna rinse mine. We're just gonna whack these down and move on.
If you want, I mean, you're drinking twice as much as we are because we're splitting them, and you have probably less options. So
I do.
We got plenty of options.
Oh yeah.
We got a couple. I actually got a bunch of ciders because I know you still like them.
Oh, I love ciders. Yeah.
As long as they're fucking good. It's kind of hard to
with this
find a
one.
good cider nowadays.
Here's a Citizen.
Yeah, just rinse it out with the cider.
Yeah.
I also must say, I love this glass. I don't know why. The plaidness, most likely, of it, but I love it. And then you got the Fiddlehead beer glass. Do you have any Fiddlehead beer?
I do.
Oh shit!
I brought a second fiddle.
I'm very curious about them.
Oh, Dad.
For no apparent reason other than
Chocolate
they're just the
vanilla
label.
toasted nut coconut porter.
What?
Yes, chocolate vanilla toasted coconut porter.
Jesus. Can't wait to try it.
There was a time you wouldn't even consider drinking that. That's
What,
the funny thing.
The toasted thing.
Yeah.
But toasted coconut.
Yeah.
Not toasted malt.
just stouts, porters, the malt.
Yeah, I never
stuff.
liked stouts, yeah. This is really good.
Oh, Jesus. Holy...
Tulsi.
Basil infused cider. Wow.
It's fucking awesome.
That's available only in Vermont. Can't get that anywhere else.
That tastes great.
Yeah. The problem with shit like this is a 4-pack for me is gone in 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Just like...
It's so good, you can't even, you're not even... And
It's probably got some teeth to it. Yeah, it's 5.4. It's okay. Jesus, that's good.
Yeah,
you see basil on there, and you're just kind of like, I don't know. But yeah, that's good. Super dry. Damn. And that's not even their driest, apparently. They got a little mark on the side. Thanks.
That's cool.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Where's Citizens out of?
Burlington.
So Burlington.
We got that actually at the cidery.
How was that then?
Cool. Good, decent sized place. They got food, and it's right on...
Did they let you put the apples in?
They did. I got
Did
to
they
crush them
really?
up with my feet. No.
my feet. That'd be hilarious. That'd be a great video.
Yeah.
Go to go to bad scene. Like, I show up with like pantaloons on. Start taking my shoes off.
Yeah, you do absolutely
I got
nothing.
special apple stomping boots for this.
Jesus. Yeah, and they're like, well, actually, the press is like 3,600 psi, so you're not going to help.
Technology takes all the fun out of booze making.
Most cideries don't even press their own apples; they have the orchard do it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why would you spend millions of dollars to press your own apples when the orchard makes apple cider that's not hard?
Very true.
You just have them do it, and you take the juice.
I don't know why, just like you're saying, press your own apples. The way you said it just sounded very erotic.
I'm gonna go home and press my own apples.
Yes, that's.
Well, this is, and I like seeing that they're doing infusion type stuff, with the basil and everything like that.
Something.
And well, with ciders especially, I had that sea salt one.
Yeah.
It wasn't very good, but at least they're trying.
Yeah.
It's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's the tanker.
Because that's where
outside,
the tanker of Citizen. 100% fresh from Happy Valley Orchard, Middlebury to the Citizen Cider. Wow, braggarts. Jesus. Written on the side, well, it looks like a giant... so it looks like a giant can of Citizen Cider.
Yeah, they're...
For one thing, the
Unified
tanker...
Press.
And it says, this vehicle transports 100% fresh apple cider from Happy Valley Orchard in Middlebury to Citizen Cider in Burlington. That's what's written on the side of their tanks. Cocky bastards. Well, cockiness aside, I think they're it's delicious. Uh-oh, the message is coming in. What's happening? Who's doing what? Oh. Oh, God. They don't know. They don't know I'm on the show. I get phone calls and text messages from people and needing answers to things, and they can't give it to them. I'm doing a podcast. I'm doing a professional podcast. Feeling a lot less professional lately. I just don't want to be professional anymore. We've been too professional for too long.
All right,
it's getting scary.
Well, I feel like if we're gonna try another cider, we should do it now because we're gonna destroy our palate with anything else. You know what I mean? So if you want to open another cider,
oh my God, the whole thing.
Are you sure?
I wouldn't open that because I still got some more stuff. Maybe we save that for. Oh, this is gonna be a rough show.
For
Second
you.
half's gonna be out of control.
For me, it's not going fast enough.
For you, maybe.
You got a fancy little opener there. What's this now?
It's a monkey.
Oh yeah.
Monkey tool.
Yeah, I have their the people that made that. I have their multi-tool, like the wallet knife thing.
All right, so I see the
It's
bottle
like
opener.
21 different tools. And
I'm assuming there's a can opener on here. You got a ruler. Oh, it tells you.
Yeah, they make this thing too.
Oh, it's very similar, isn't it?
Well, this has a knife.
Well, I don't need the knife.
Do you want to? I'm just
Oh, yeah,
asking if
that's
you wanted to look at it.
Oh,
Yeah.
That actually,
when would you use this?
In case you lose your knife, you always
It's like
have
a
one.
curious card knife for anybody who's
but
curious.
it's
and
actually
listening.
made out of metal.
I know.
This part actually right here.
I feel like I'm gonna
hooks
fucking
a door open.
cut the shit
Oh,
out
yeah?
of myself.
'Cause I actually had a customer one time help me carry boxes out at a pickup once,
Uh-huh.
and went to go open the door. He's like, "Oh shit, what?" I was like, "We locked the door on the way out." I'm like, "I have something," and pulled the door right open.
Oh my God! So you just
Yeah.
slipped it in the fucking
the
catch.
door
Yeah. All right, sure. And just wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So let it be known. Adam number 2 is a professional burglar. I'm cleansing my palate.
What?
That would have been a really good sound, right? That was like I just heard the.
It just sounds like you're
Yeah,
peeing.
no, yeah, it sounded better the first time.
So this is Shack's the Vermonter by Shacksbury Cider. Shacksbury. What do we got here?
Is this bourbon barrel?
Ooh, very good. Well, no.
Smell it.
It's not. I know. I smelled it right away. But I didn't know what the fuck it was. Aged in
Aged.
Bar Hill gin
The
barrels.
gin barrel. That's why I wanted to get it. Yeah.
I smelled it right away. I'm like, what is that? It's like chemically.
It's very oaky.
Mm. Well, I got the gin. I get the juniper and the oak.
Oh, yeah, I smell it now.
Yeah, once you know what the hell it is, you kind of adapt. Wow, that's dry. It's tart.
It's like I was gonna say, it's almost like a sour or like a.
This is good. Shacksbury cider, Vermonter. This would give me heartburn.
Oh yeah.
In like 2 of those cans, I'd be out. I'd have to be just in
The first one wouldn't.
I have to be
for me
in the kitchen just drinking milk straight out of the gallon.
You're just
to counteract it.
You're just drunk chugging milk. Brooke's like, you know how bad an idea that is, right?
Don't care. Makes Tum Tum feel good. Not now. Like
Belts too
right.
tight.
Oh.
Yeah, pants are all fucked up. I watched my nephew today. My couple month old.
months old, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Avery. And it went well. It was fine. Everything was fine. You know, hung out. He laughed. I pumped him full of fucking breast milk, not mine. I didn't taste it. Pumped him full of breast milk, put him to bed. He slept for 3 hours, and by the time he woke up, she was already home. Mom was already home, so dusted off and came back home. It was a piece of cake. Who knew taking care of a baby was so easy?
Makes you change your view on it.
No.
No. Yeah, no.
No.
I'm surprised he's even watching him.
He's like now that I've been around him, like
I kind of get it.
Yeah. He's fun. You make him laugh. He just makes cute faces. You're like, holy shit, he has no idea. Right? This is like you couldn't synthetically create an acid trip like this. You know, you couldn't do. Like right now, he has no fucking clue what's going on. You see it in his eyes. He has no idea what's happening.
Of course not.
And it's incredible to like kind of watch him figure shit out. So it's weird.
Can you imagine if you could go back and not like relive that, but like remember that kind of stuff?
Yeah,
like
recall.
There are some people that swear that they can,
and they're called crazy people.
Yeah.
Just make sure you get on the mic.
Yeah, the thing there's a certain point. It's like a tipping point. It's what the fuck is it called? It's remember when we tested your dog to see if she was stupid, and she was.
Oh, she sure was. We're talking about Clover, not Eisen. Eisen's dumb too.
Yeah, but he passed this test. So there's a certain test that like a 3-day-old chimp will pass it, but a 3-month-old baby won't. Where you take, a toy, a piece of chocolate, something that they want, and you cover it with a cup, the baby thinks it just disappeared. They don't know that it's still there, whereas a baby chimp knows, and a dog's kind of the same way. But that's the best way to tell if your dog's a fucking idiot or not, is to take a treat, show it to them, put it on the floor, and put a cup over it. If they look at you like, what the fuck just happened? Your dog's an idiot. But if they knock it over and eat the treat, then your dog's smart.
Yeah.
The fuck is it called? There's a term for it.
I
think Eisen passed it.
I think Eisen passed it. Clover definitely did not. She just flipped the fuck out and like would bark at us.
Where'd it go?
Yeah, she just was like, she was staring at the cup like, what is this evil fucking thing? And
and then just like
Bailey,
just thought that the treat. Yeah, Bailey was
Bailey
like, what
just
the fuck
knocked
are you doing?
it like he just knocked it over with his nose. Like, get the shit out of here.
We had a dog.
We did it to hers, and he just knocked hers over and ate it.
We had an old Irish setter who he saw what happened, and he just kind of like just moved the cup just ever so slightly over the piece of cheese or whatever it was that we had. Didn't knock the cup over or anything, and then just.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So he's super intelligent.
Oh yeah.
He's like, they don't.
He
no, I'm not supposed to break this or touch this kind of thing.
He used to be able to get the back door all the time. He'd put his nose up, push the door, and then just take off.
Eisen's starting to figure out how to get out of the backyard too.
You just have to electrify it.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, because it's. I mean, like my gate doesn't close. You have to like kind of pull it closed. So sometimes I just let him out and I just leave the gate unlatched because it sits closed. But when the wind blows, it'll blow open a little bit. He has been out a bunch of times already this past summer, so. He doesn't go anywhere. He sits on the stoop and barks to get let in because he knows he's like.
Yeah. Well, he probably still thinks he's gonna get electrocuted.
Yeah.
The term for it is, by the way, is object permanence.
Object permanence.
Yeah. So it's knowing that an object is still there even though you can't see it.
That's gonna be my new album for my prog rock band. Yeah. Be the first album. Object permanence.
What's the name of the band?
The name of the band is the Liquid Fistula.
What are we going to next?
Just leave it there. Not that one, for sure. Not that one.
This one's called the Liquid Fistula. This is a Goza.
Oh, boy. These I'm sadly missing out on.
Basil and cranberry.
Basil, cranberry, Goza. And Goza means salt. I'm excited to see. Oh, for the love of Pete. I got to look up fistula because I'm not 100% sure what that word means.
I don't know either.
I remember reading it somewhere. I remember reading it. An abnormal or surgically made passage between a hollow or tubular organ and the body surface.
So like the tube that they put in your guts for a shit bag?
Yeah.
Liquid
Fistula. Jesus. It's actually kind of a cool band name now. But it's like prog rock, and I'm not talking like prog metal. I'm talking about prog rock.
Okay. What does that sound like?
Like a combination of... it's like jazz and
new metal,
like Dream Theater. I guess is more prog rock than prog metal, right? That's what they sound like.
Fucking band.
They definitely sound like Dream Theater. After that reaction, they definitely sound like Dream Theater.
I just never got it. Like I had friends that were into them. I was like, why?
I was just never. It's funny because I'm not big into like jam bands and everything like that for sure. I was like,
"Whoa, that's salty."
Yeah,
that is really salty.
You can usually smell the salt, the brine.
Let me see that.
Yeah,
it tastes like seawater and cranberries.
It smells like the bucket they use to clean the clam knife off of. The bucket of water they let the clam juice drip into.
It's Canadian.
Does it taste good at least?
It tastes good, but it's very salty. Yeah, it's imported by Collective Arts, Stowe, Vermont, product of Canada.
Collective Arts brings out some.
The old country.
Yep. I mean, I like it, but I'm glad I'm not drinking the whole thing.
Excuse me, kids. Well,
that's tough. Like it tastes good,
yeah.
But as you're trying to like swallow,
it's a sipping beer.
It just hits here.
Yeah.
Once it hits your lips,
it's so good. Oh, we should be using these coasters.
Oh yeah, by Frost Beer Works, Heinsberg, Vermont. So how was Vermont?
Love it up there.
Yeah. How long did it take? Where was your first stop?
Manchester.
Manchester. A lot of men there.
Manchester.
How's the man scene there?
The man scene there? I don't know. I don't really look for the man scene.
Okay. But it was so like try to map us through Vermont. Draw a map of Vermont.
Just real quick.
Yeah.
No, why would I?
Take a
first of all, why would you bother?
I'm drawing a map. Of
no one's going to be able to see it. You just put chalk in your mouth. How's that taste?
Yeah, I've covered anything. I'm gonna draw a map of Vermont.
So wrong.
Or is that New Hampshire?
Like you have
Am I upside down?
Look, Bosh, right here.
Wait. Yeah. No, that's pretty close. It's just like there's too much angle here. Just pretend the angle's not so sharp. So it's more like here. More like that.
You're fucking
There you
terrible at
go.
drawing.
So where's Manchester? Let's mark it on the map here.
Probably right about there.
Okay.
Bennington's right about here. That's where
Bennington's at the southwest.
Yeah, and then pretty much just go right up, and then we just pretty much came all the way up to Burlington, right up here, and we stayed just outside of Burlington. And
Would you follow your way back, or did you like
No,
you pretty much went almost around the state?
Yeah, and then Stowe's like right about here, Montpelier's right about here, somewhere in there, and we were gonna take a trip up to Hill Farmstead. You ever have any of their stuff?
No.
Really good stuff,
Good.
but it's about as far, not to say as far north as you can get, and about as far east, but it's up there. Like we were in Montpelier, and it's only like a 30-mile drive.
Yeah, it's fun.
But it's
I'm sure she's fine.
But it's an hour drive.
Yeah.
And it's all back roads, you you look it up on the map. Excuse me, like Apple Maps or whatever. So there's a big exclamation point that comes up. Lots of dirt roads on this trip, so I don't know if you want to go. So, but
yeah, I've never been to Vermont. I've
been a bunch of times.
Only recently have seen a reason to go, but that's not for a little while.
We would always, coming back from Laconia, we'd stop at Long Trail. So, but I'd like to check out other breweries, but it's kind of tough when you're with like 12 people all riding and you have a known good to go like, let's try this other place. And then if it's not good, you're the fucking asshole. Yeah.
Anything strange about it compared to here? Because I go, whenever I go away, I try to find similarities because, usually people are kind of the same, but then there's like some real standout shit.
It's kind of hard. Like
depending on where you go.
I don't want it to sound weird, but it's like it's hard to be a New Yorker in Vermont. Like everyone around here does. If it's a 50-mile-an-hour zone, you're doing 60, no matter what. It's automatic. They're 50 miles an hour. That they don't go above. They're going down a hill.
So it wasn't Hawaii.
Yeah.
Everybody drives the speed limit or
Because
under.
everything's on a fucking cliff.
But I mean, it was like a day like today. It was like 42 degrees, 45 degrees, nice and sunny, clear road conditions, and everyone's just me and my Prius, just that's all. It's just the Priuses and Subarus up there. That's all it is.
The thing that I love about like Vermont and New Hampshire is that they're like very gay friendly states, but you can also just open carry a handgun. Like they just find a way to just be like, yeah, we're all fine with whatever you want to do.
We went up to Simple Roots Brewing. It's just north of Burlington, and the bartender up there, everybody asks, "Oh, where are you from?" I was like, "Oh, we're from Hudson Valley, Poughkeepsie area." And she's like, "Oh, I'm from Westchester. I moved up here like 6-7 years ago." And she's like, it's such a completely different atmosphere up here. And it's like, it's like back in New York, it's like you're living. It's like pretty much we're working just to live. And she's like, yeah. She's like, up here, it's just like it's a state for the people. It's just like you go up there and you're dropping a lot of money on stuff because the tax up there is 10% on everything, pretty much. But the income taxes are so low.
Yeah,
the property taxes are so low because they make all their money on.
It's a more fair way to do it.
I think so too.
Because it self-regulates. Whatever you're willing to spend money on, that's what you pay taxes on. Right. If you keep your money in the bank, you don't pay taxes. You know what I mean? So it's just it's like a self-regulating system.
Yeah.
I just think it's way better for certain things. I mean, like some states like that, they don't have taxes on food, but on like cigarettes, it's like 300%. On alcohol, it's 60%. It's like can be very high on certain things, but it's like you don't need to drink beer to live. So it makes sense that the tax would be more than
that makes a whole lot more sense to me. But I mean,
well, not only that, but then you got the fucking people who are not, or getting paid under the table all the time.
Yeah,
you're not getting taxed on any of that money, so now I'm shelling out extra money for you. This way, I think it's a lot better where you're not getting taxed on as much coming in, and when you're buying stuff, it kind of, like you said, it self-regulates a lot better, which is probably not a bad idea for around here.
And it's especially like a state like Texas. Texas was talking about doing that. Like they have very low income tax to begin with, but they have a very large problem with illegal immigration. Their entire economy is based on it. But if they put that in place, then at least everyone is paying an even amount of taxes to the state. Federally, they don't really care about that. But, federal taxes, there's obviously going to be a big disparate, something. One of those things.
But disparity.
Disparity? Disparity?
Disparity?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yes.
Disparagian.
Disparagian. But they don't really care about that because they're Texas.
Is that going to be your
Disparagio?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that'll be track 1 on object permanence.
You should get Mad Mike to get that for you. You could do something like that.
What?
Like Mad Mike when he was when he did the parody.
Yeah, you guys should.
Yeah, we'll get the band back together.
Oh God.
The OB.
I was
Big Dave
when you guys were playing those freaking clips from last week.
Is it blowing your mind or what?
No, it was like I remember when those things were going live.
I know,
stuff.
Man. I used
like Rockin' Steve out on 299.
I didn't want to
blow your horn if you want.
Yeah, within 2 seconds because they had no delay.
I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want to suck his dick too hard when he was here.
Yeah.
But it was like I geeked out on those guys a lot. I was there every day for Roofathon, just like not. I mean, I guess I wasn't creepy about it. Like I didn't hang around and try and talk to the DJs. I mean, I did, but I didn't like stick around all fucking day talking to the road crew members like they give a shit kind of people that I met when I was working for the road crew. But I loved what they did. Just sat around, cracked jokes, and tried to have meaningful conversation, even though, my brain doesn't work so well, so it's hard to do all that stuff for me. But it's the whole reason why, I wanted to do this, was listening to those guys. And I always say Opie and Anthony and everything like that because that was kind of like, that was the tipping point.
That was the after.
Well,
that was when
I grew up with Coop and Tobin and those guys, but then I heard Opie and Anthony and saw the next level of it, like the more extreme level of it, I'm like, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta I gotta shoot the shit and everything. What's this now? Are we doing cider again? So, listening to those bits, and I hear I do all the stupid bits for this show. That's where it all comes from. Like, they were hacky. They weren't hacky then. They're a little hacky now, but it's still like it's funny to me because it's so hacky at the same time. And even then, their stuff was that all that stunt boy stuff. You can't do that shit anymore. No one's gonna put up.
You can't even send an intern to get fucking sandwiches.
No,
that's illegal.
Yeah.
It was illegal back then too, but it's against the law. All the fucking interns at PDH and RV, they're all paid now.
Oh yeah,
they have to pay them minimum wage, or they can't send them to go get egg sandwiches. Basically, the only thing that you can have an unpaid intern do is watch and learn. Anything, if they're doing anything a paid employee would be doing, it's illegal. So
yeah, you can have them assist you, but you have to have they used to just be like, all right, cut these up and just leave.
Yeah,
and I was perfectly content with that. I was fine cutting up audio and learning how to use the shit. But
it was it was a time back when if you want this job, you're gonna do this.
But here's the other thing, when because I ended up interning there, which was the greatest fucking thing. I was in college. I don't know if I told this story. I was in college college. I use that term loosely. It was Dutchess.
13th grade.
But I was in Dutchess in 2001. It's not like it. It's a lot better now than it used to be. It's a legit school now, but back then it was the 13th grade. Yeah. For one of my communications classes, I had to interview somebody in a communication type field, radio, film, something to that effect. And I knew someone that worked at PDH my dad knew from softball, men's softball.
Men's slow pitch
softball.
14-foot arc.
It's 12, sir.
I was hoping you were going to catch that and just be like, oh, I want you to correct me so bad right now.
And this guy was no joke. Him and my dad used to go to Florida for nationals and shit like that. It was fucking for real. He was a serious player, but he was a salesman over there. So I was like, hey, I need to do an interview with somebody. Can I get a couple interviews with the morning show or something like that? And I interviewed Coop, and he basically was just like, yeah, you're if you want to be in radio, you can take whatever fucking major you want to take and then just be in radio. You don't have to know shit. He goes, I what did he say? I have a degree in industrial management. And he was
the fuck is that?
He was a comedian on a morning show in Hudson. I don't even know what that meant. So he basically was just like, yeah, your teacher's going to hate me for this, but you can do whatever the fuck you want, just as long as you're funny and you can come up with bits and you got a quick wit, which is, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how I made it this far.
Well, all the famous people they were never interns. They didn't get a degree in fucking radio. Yeah. It's all the people in the background that are doing the actual.
Those are the interns.
They're doing the actual work.
The people that were interns are producers and fucking, guys cutting up audio and pasting it together, and then the guys who have the industrial management degree are just hitting the play button, and he barely could do that right sometimes. Hey, I'm just speaking truth. But as I was leaving, I saw the guy. His name was Kenny. He's like, hey, man, how'd it go? I was like, it was great. Thank you so much for helping me out with this and blah, blah, blah. I really like this industry and everything like that. He's just like, how would you like an internship? Sure. So I got an internship semesters before I needed to get an internship as part of the curriculum. And it was going toward my credit early. But the thing was, I had to be up at 4:30 in the morning to get to the station, take breakfast orders, go to K&D Deli, get their breakfast orders, come back, sit on the, screen phone calls, It was dark until I actually left.
Yes. The sun's coming up.
You were rocking Steve before he was rocking.
Well, I wasn't doing stunt shit because they couldn't abuse me. Yeah, I mean, but even then, as an intern, they used to have me do shit. I'd be on, I'd be part of bits and stuff like that, but I couldn't like do things. That's when shit was starting to change. That's about the time when everything was kind of.
Well, because Steve was gone at that point.
Oh
right?
yeah, he was way gone. It wasn't even Tobin. Tobin was gone, and they. Oh God, who did they have? I can't remember exactly, but it was Coop and Patty.
Patty, right? Yeah.
And Mikey was the producer, and Big Dave was the assistant producer. And then they got rid of Patty. Mikey moved up to the co-host position, and Big Dave was just the producer. He had no assistant producer, so that kind of fell on a little bit on me. I would help them with certain things, but I would never. I'd like not show up some days because I'm 18, 19 years old, and I got to wake up at 4:30 in the fucking morning to go do free labor, which included getting 2 breakfasts. Breakfasts. Candy in the AM, light stuff, yogurts, breaded roll or buttered rolls, breaded rolls. Buttered. I've been celiac for so long, I don't know the lingo anymore. And then second breakfast was like the big shit, Coop would get like double bacon, over easy egg, double cheese, and it was this big sloppy fucking soggy egg yolk sandwich. Bagels and shit like that. I would, beg for the. I would, yeah. Don't fucking.
Makes a baker's dozen for me, Bob.
And once in a while, interning now is not interning. Like
it's
a totally
you get
different
school
thing.
credit plus you get paid minimum wage. That's because that's what they have to do.
Even when I was at Sony recording studios, and they had me running a Starbucks and shit like that. I'm like, man, I was told that you guys don't do this shit, but okay. I went on a run to get a fucking bong for one of Snoop Dogg's producers. Not a bong, a vaporizer. I'm sorry. That's when like vaporizers were like these big fucking things.
Yeah.
Like it was a giant cube. This big box with hoses on it. And the reason why, it's all flooding back. The reason why was the guy couldn't smoke out of a bong because it hurt his lungs. He could only do vaping. So I was just like, maybe there's a problem with your lungs and not the pot. You should probably go to get checked out for something for that.
Maybe for polyps.
So, but yeah, I went down the fucking. I can't remember where the hell it was. Like near.
You've told this story on there.
I have.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, that was my interning days. So, not like that anymore. You're actually hired labor.
What are we drinking here?
Oh shit!
Because I'm almost done with mine. You got to stop giving him more than me. It's a bad idea. He's not gonna be able to work tomorrow.
It's not sticking.
I gotta drive a truck tomorrow.
Shout out to Prime Print Shop for our big pile of stickers that we have.
I was chatting with those guys when I was finishing up tonight.
So what are we drinking? Talk to us. That's your job today.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Barn Dance by Cold Hollow Cider Mill.
It's another one I could just chug the whole can. Like I could shotgun that.
Like when
there's something about it.
You can taste the apple. That's what I liked about it the most.
Oh yeah,
it was but what we had it like I had it like fresh on draft there, and it was just like I told her I was like I've never had a cider where you can actually like taste the apple in like the cider. Most of the time it's too vinegary or it's
Yeah, it's like it seems to me like a very just even.
And that's what I mean. Like it's got
even cider.
Not too not too sweet, not too dry.
Yeah, it's right down.
It reminds me of the Strongbow, the regular one that comes in a can.
Hints of pineapple. Like there's not pineapple in it. It's just kind of a flavor that you get from the apples, and I can go with that. Yeah, it's very and not this. It's not a bad thing. This is a good, just straight up cider.
Yes.
It's very, like, balanced cider because, people are like, oh, you drink the ciders? You're gluten-free? You drink the ciders? What about that Angry Orchard? I'm like, oh, God.
You are the worst kind of person, sir.
Well, I mean, they don't know. Most people don't know. They stick their
By
beer
the way,
and everything like that.
I didn't want to interrupt before, but I have decided that I did not like this The Goza.
The Goza by Collective something?
It was, I would have liked a 4-ounce pour of it,
Mm-hmm.
and I would have been fine with that, especially if I was eating something. But the last swig that I took, I felt like I was drinking Alka-Seltzer.
It comes in a pint can. Oof.
When I was pouring this, and I went like this, that's all I taste.
Yeah.
Around and that's why I was like,
it's just too much.
I'm not trying to do like a secret signal, like.
Those crazy Canadians.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just like, it would have been good in a shorter pour, maybe higher alcohol, like if they made it like 9%, and you just did it in like a 4-ounce pour, with a fucking steak or something like that. Like something
like that little, little can I gave you.
Yeah.
Did you try
Oh,
that?
I did. Yeah, I just drank it at the shop.
Yeah.
It's like, do you guys want to try this? What was it?
It was from Yard Owl.
Okay.
It was, the Casa Diablo.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
Oh, how about
But we
this?
just found that. We just looked it up for stuff to do around Gardner or whatever, and Kristen's like, oh, there's a brewery over there. I was like, really? And you pull into Gardner, instead of taking a left to go like straight out towards like the Liquid Mercantile, just go straight down, I forget the name of the road, but it's like an industrial park. And you pull in there, and it's right, like it backs right up to the rail trail. And 2 garage doors. They got 2 big garage doors. They open up in the summertime. They got stuff going on out there. The guy's like, the freaking guy that owns it makes, smokes awesome brisket. We do, we have bands here.
Cool.
And
where is this?
Right outside of Gardner. Or right in Gardner, just outside like the little town there.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I really enjoyed it.
It was,
I wish I'd taken notes. But I was just like, an unlabeled can. I guess I'll trust Adam.
Well, this is okay. So this is Cold Hollow Cider Mill, Barn Dance. They use a vintage 1950s boiler, which is in a real cider mill in a real barn. An original recipe, 6.9%.
Yeah.
Okie doke.
They had one that was 7.8. They had one that was 7.8, 7.4,
Jesus
7.8.
Christ.
Well, it's like the one over in, remember the one I brought in the Pop Top last time?
No.
The one from Penning's Farm.
Nope.
It was 7.8%, I think.
Okay.
And
I think I believe you. Still don't remember.
It was a Sicer. It was like that. Or no, the site. Yeah, but it was a 7.8.
Sicer would be half honey, half apple.
Right. Yeah. But I think that was one that was 8.2. They wouldn't let you put it in a growler just because it was so much. But the 7.8, even you were like,
just be like, here's $100. Just do it. It's like when they get the slushy on The Simpsons. It's like all syrup. Look at it. His dog's watching this show.
Oh, sweet.
Speaking of sizers.
Oh.
April
13th?
13th. Friday the 13th.
Yes.
You're going to have Plaid Nation Revival playing a show at Crafted Cup, along with a cider tasting, or not a cider tasting, a mead tasting with Salt Point Meadery, and we will have their sizer on tap.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So
and where is that?
44 Raymond Avenue in Poughkeepsie, New York.
The Crafted Cup. I know
Should
them.
also mention, since we're probably going to take a break in a minute, right?
Jesus, yep.
Yeah. So should also mention, our Kickstarter is live for Hudson Valley Creator Fest. We are trying to raise a little bit of money to cover upfront costs. Not that it's like a crazy amount, but like if we can raise $1,000, that means that every dime that we get the day of the event will go to the charity.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just pull up the URL here.
And while you're at it, check out HV Creator Fest on Facebook. It's facebook.com/HV Creator Fest. That's a little festival that we're putting on.
Yeah.
In May.
May 12th.
On the 12th.
Share this.
Everybody knows about it.
46.
Give me a URL.
Anybody who listens to the show knows about it. So all 15 people.
So we've already got a couple backers, which is good.
We got 17 now.
I'm glad we're in the teens. That's nice.
What are we at now?
3.
One of them is
one
me.
Of us him?
Yeah, and one of them's him, and I think one of them's me. So
no, yours. If you're in the creator studio, yours doesn't count.
Ah, fun.
So is Kristen watching? I think Kristen probably watching.
All right.
So
Shout
yeah,
out to
just
Kristen.
jump on Kickstarter. Just type in Hudson Valley Creator Fest. You can find us, or just go to our Facebook page. There's links there as of today. I've also shared it at the Creator Fest Facebook page, as well as Hudson Valley Podcast Alliance. So any of those places, you can find a link to the Kickstarter. None of this money is for us. We're not keeping any of it. It's just going to cover the costs of the fees, permits, little, petty cash kind of things, like we might have to buy garbage cans or garbage bags or solo cups or something like that.
Insurance.
So, yeah, insurance. The insurance could be upwards of $1,000. So we're hoping to completely smash that goal and make a lot more. And any money that's left over is just going to be put towards next year, because we're going to make this an annual event. So please jump on Kickstarter, check it out. It's very, very easy to find, Hudson Valley Creator Fest on Kickstarter, or just go to Dead Radio Podcast on Facebook, click on the links. Very, very easy to find.
It is.
Even, $10. If everybody who's subscribed gives us $10, we're good.
Yep.
So
we'd appreciate it. Anything you need to plug there, buddy? Your Instagram, maybe?
UPS Adam.
At UPS Adam on Instagram. Also check out patreon.com/deadradiopodcast.
There's not much on there.
Just ignore that. Go to the Kickstarter.
Yeah, do the Kickstarter. That's more important right now. We're covering our costs with this show, so it's more important that we get this charity event up and running and make it really good so that it can be an annual event. It's going to be really awesome for the community. So, but again, beer, music, mead. It's going to be a fun day.
How about?
Oh, yeah. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back. Enjoy, I'm wearing my Womb of Nations shirt. I thought it was appropriate to wear a giant gorilla eating the world as I was taking care of a child. So, yeah. But yeah, enjoy Womb of Nations and our other good friends from all over the place. We'll be right back.
Friday afternoon, stay Here's the story of a man named Brady. Brady Leo. Pot-smoking, pink-toting, action-figure-buying guy who found another man's underwear lying in his room after a long night of drinking. An ambiguous situation, yet another mystery unsolved.
Mommy, I left my underwear in Gravy's room again. I'm sorry. I'll go find them.
That's the way I like it. That's good. Hey, lick some underwear. Here's some underwear.
She told me to pass it on to you. She told me to pass it on to you. I said, I've got no time at all. I got no time at all. I've got no time at all. I've got no time at all. I can't help but contemplate on which brain cells you activate. I don't think I'm thinking straight. My thoughts, they just evaporate. And in my mind I concentrate, try to make my blood coagulate. And so far you're the same, a bit of eyes in subordinate. You made it so hard to find. Half the time I couldn't find peace of mind. I find it so hard to find. Wide awake, I fall asleep for free sometimes. You're so alone. You're so alone. You're so alone when you're driving in your car and you know what the hidden obstacles are. And I don't feel alone, no. No, I don't feel alone, no. But I don't feel alone, no. No, I don't feel alone, no. She told me to pass it on to you. She told me to pass it on to you. I said, I've got no time at all. I've got no time at all. I got no time at all. I've got no time at all. I can't help but contemplate on which brain cells you activate. I don't think I'm thinking straight. My thoughts, they just evaporate. And in my mind I concentrate, try to make my blood coagulate. And so far you're the same, a bit of eyes in subordinate. You made it so hard to find. Half the time I couldn't find peace of mind. I found it so hard to find.
This is Adam from BC Kitchen, formerly known as Baby Cakes, and you're listening to the Dead Radio Podcast.
Peeking a little bit there. A little bit. It's definitely going to sound a little distorted.
Don't care. It was worth it.
Rest in peace, headphones.
I would just like to quickly thank quickly thank Immaculator from Dublin, Ireland.
That's right.
For helping us out with our Kickstarter.
Our buddies from the Emerald Isle. Our party. I don't even.
You sound like you have a speech impediment.
Drunk,
but yeah, he's
impediment, yeah.
He's the Tanner of Ireland because he backed 978 projects.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
The emasculators or the immaculators?
The immaculated. Not there's no the, but there should be.
Immaculators?
Immaculator. It's some sort of. I think he had his own Kickstarter. Yeah, he submitted a patent for a medical device, something like that. But yeah, so anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Emasculator.
Our friend in Ireland.
Immaculator.
If you'd like to send us your address, we will send you a sticker, even though you didn't select a reward. But he gave us $30, so thank you very much.
Hey, thanks. That's it.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Moving
the
on.
help.
UPS expedited.
So, yeah, we are back. Obviously, I have opened. I was going to open the Grapefruit IPA that you got me. These are all. Anything I'm drinking is gluten free, by the way. I don't know if anybody.
Let him finish talking, then we'll decide.
Sure. But O'Lally, Groundbreaker. Wait, what's what here? Who's what? What is what?
I want to try a little bit of that.
I know it's a. Okay. Give me this fucking. All right. You fucking kids.
You want it.
I'm trying to figure out what's the brewery and
All right,
what's the
pour
name
it
of
and
it.
then figure it out. Jesus.
Whoa.
There you go. I don't think
It's
gonna like
Groundbreaker.
this one.
Good.
I don't think I'm gonna like this one.
So it's crafted and dedicated. A Lally Blackberry Rose Hip Ale by Groundbreaker. Okay. Or maybe it's Groundbreaker by Lally. Portland, Oregon.
I don't like it. Tastes like medicine.
Blackberry and Rose Hip.
It tastes like burning.
That is not good. That is not a good beer.
It tastes almost like a really horrible flat seltzer that you just threw together.
It tastes like if you took flat seltzer because you needed a mixer and then mixed together like 3 different liquors that shouldn't go together.
And they're like 4 years old.
It's so bitter.
Yeah. It tastes like Saint Germain and bourbon and flat seltzer.
You know me, guys. I love medicine tasting stuff, but this is like dry. This is like dry medicine. Like Robitussin's got a hint of a sweetness to it. This is like,
Yeah.
I can't fucking drink this. This is gross. I'm not paying for this. No, but this is very nasty. I would
All right,
not-
so Groundbreaker certified, is that what it is?
Yeah, Groundbreaker O'Lally Blackberry Rose Hip Ale. Do not get that. No offense to Groundbreaker. They got another beer in there that I will here, let's give me the Kraken. Here we go. We'll put all of our
Yeah, I'm gonna rinse this.
This will
glass
be the
too.
Here he goes. Adam number
he's
2,
doing
taking it
it.
down like a boss. Oh, he did the whole thing. Wow. You don't got much of a gag reflex, do you?
No, and enjoy the herpes.
That's fine. All right, yeah. So
What are you feeling?
I mean, we could step it up to something darker. Now we've tried a bunch of ciders. Yeah.
Terrible. I ruined my night.
How about a smoked sea salt caramel coconut porter?
I don't want anything with sea salt in it now.
Yeah. You want something sweet now?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I mean,
How about a
sea salt and
raspberry
caramel,
Schwarzbier?
though. Raspberry Schwarzbier. That could be good.
Schwarzbier.
I see my Schwartz is bigger than yours. Or your Schwartz. Never mind.
I don't even know
Sorry, Mel.
Schwarzbier.
Ooh,
Schwarzbier.
it's dark.
Thank you.
I'm looking up Schwarzbier, what it means. Black beer, dark. It's a dark lager.
Okay.
It's a black
Yeah.
lager. That's all that is.
Oh, I got too much. Darn.
And it is quite black.
It is delicious.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can I smell?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It tastes like a alcoholic raspberry
That
candy.
smells awesome. Give me that. All right, I'm going to go back to Groundbreaker. Well, I can't do anything to this. What is this?
Here, let me. This is the
Stone
one we're
Coral.
drinking.
Yeah.
Stone Corral.
Stone Corral Brewery, Briar Patch, Raspberry Schwarzbier. 6% alcohol by volume, and you'd never fucking know.
Nope.
Yeah, dark malt,
6?
mocha, caramel, and noble hops. Award-winning black lager with the unmistakable aroma of ripe red raspberries. Try it with grilled trout, no thank you, dark chocolate, or warmed brie. That would be really good.
So it's a bit of a dessert beer, yeah?
Yeah, it has a good amount of flavor, but not a ton of body, so it's not real heavy.
No.
So it's like a lager dark beer.
Yeah.
Spectacular.
It's surprisingly light for being. I
Yeah.
mean, like when I poured it out, I'm like, oh, it's kind of dark. But now that it's full glass, I mean, that's
You can't see through
No,
it.
yeah.
There's no light coming through that at
No.
all.
I'm going to... Groundbreaker. You got me 2 beers from 2 different gluten-free breweries that you've never seen before.
no. And they were the
Groundbreaker
only-
was the last one, the Old Alley. That was garbage.
That was garbage.
And the IPA number 5, I'm giving them a reprieve here. I'm trying to help. So that stuff smells amazing. But
You wanna
Oh,
try
I'd
it?
drink the shit out of this.
this smells like a juicy IPA.
Yeah.
This one's good.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I
should
don't
go
even.
there.
I don't even want to put it in this glass without rinsing it out.
No, here, I'll just give me this.
They reclaimed themselves.
That,
with
will
one, huh?
strip your fucking teeth. Here, I'll
Yeah.
give it to you in a shot glass.
That's fine. That's good. Whoa.
Oh,
I like it. You can tell it's gluten free,
it's
but
like
I
got
like it.
smashed in the face with a grapefruit.
Yeah.
I would drink that though.
Oh yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah, but like if somebody handed it to me and they're like, "Huh," I'd be like, "Yeah, it's gluten free, but it's good."
See, this is
This is the
deli-
first
Yeah.
time I've ever had gluten-free beer. I've
Oh,
never
yeah?
tried it before or anything. Like I've never wanted like no one's ever-
Glutenberg and Omission are the best ones that I've had.
But
See, I like this better than Omission's IPA. I would choose this over Omission.
I would have to have it in front of me. I haven't
Omission's
had it in
is
a year.
a bit much.
Yeah,
Like
too,
this
too
is
hoppy.
well, this has got a little bit of a base to it. Like it's got a little bit of chew. I
Yeah,
guess
for
is
those
what I'd like
obviously
to say.
who are not drinking this, it tastes like Smutty Nose IPA but gluten free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All gluten frees are not have that mouth feel that
Yeah.
that you
Yeah,
know,
they're
the
very thin.
viscosity. Yeah.
Yeah, but all the flavors are there.
Yeah,
It's-
this is
it's
great.
delicious, but you can tell it's
I
gluten-free.
didn't read the ingredients of the shitty beer that we had. All right, so the O'Lally these are both Groundbreaker beers. This is the shitty one. Brown rice, sorghum, tapioca, blackberries, cane sugar, organic lentils, and hops
Fucking beans in there.
Beans, really?
for the protein. I bet. And I'm curious what they do here. All right, so this is the Groundbreaker IPA number 5. This is sorghum, no brown rice. Tapioca, maltodextrin, which is just tapioca. Organic lentils, chestnuts, which Glutenberg's Red Ale uses, and candy syrup, sugar, cane sugar, and hops. I think
Yeah.
it's the lentils that it's
Rather-
giving
it's
like
rather
that
good.
kind of weird. It's giving like a consistency to it.
Yeah, it's thin like a cider. That's how you can really tell
Yeah.
with most of these beers.
doesn't have that like little bite.
Yeah.
That little, it's that one missing thing.
I find the best ones have some sort of protein in them.
Yeah.
The best gluten-free beers, I should say.
Like steak.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just chopped up steak.
Chops up, yeah.
A nice lean protein.
Yeah, brewed with, fresh spring filtered water, filtered
that,
spring water, and steak.
What was it? That one breakfast stout has the, who the hell was it? That beer for breakfast stout.
Oh, doesn't it have like oysters? Or
no, Scrapple.
The fuck is Scrapple?
Never heard of Scrapple?
They put Scrapple in it? No, they don't.
Yes.
Scrapple beer?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What is
Explain Scrapple.
It's
like a fucking weird ass like Ohio kind of.
It's a mixture. It's like bacon and or not.
It's like a
It's like a good head, not like a head cheese, but it's a mixture of a bunch of stuff.
It's kind of like shit. It's like
a baked stuff. It's something that's baked.
It's like Spam, but mixed with like barley.
Okay, you guys are terrible.
It's gross.
Scrapple, also known by the Pennsylvania Dutch as panhas or pan rabbit, is traditionally a mush of pork scraps and trimmings combined with cornmeal and wheat flour, often buckwheat flour and spices. The mush is formed into a semi-solid congealed loaf, and slices of the scrapple are then pan-fried before serving. That sounds delicious. It's like fucking beer bread.
Yet people freak out about Spam. It's the same shit, except that one's got fucking...
No, for the reason that I don't eat Spam is because of A, the preservatives, and B, the large amount of salt. I just don't like things that are that salty. This wouldn't have to be that salty.
Yeah. Dogfish Head beers for breakfast.
Dogfish Head, that's right. I just looked at
brewed with pork scrapple. Those fucking maniacs.
And cold pressed coffee.
Don't give a god
and maple syrup.
damn about anything.
We have got to.
Is it good?
It's fucking amazing.
Oh, fuck me.
We've got to do some collaborations with some of these breweries.
Here's the list of ingredients for Dogfish Head's beer for breakfast. Maple syrup from some near... Maple syrup made from the trees at Northfield Mount Herman High School, where Sam Calgione met his wife. Barley smoked over applewood, roasted chicory, lactose, Guatemalan Antigua cold-pressed coffee, and scrapple from Rappa's Scrapple. And
I just think it's great. It's like, this beer is not vegetarian.
At all.
But, I mean, how is that weird? There are so many bacon beers out there.
It's not vegetarian, and it's not for, like, lactose people.
Well, that depends. I can drink milk stouts, which are made with lactose.
And
as
it's
long as
good?
they're dry.
Where did you have this shit?
Around here. Have you heard of this one?
No.
It's a milk stout from...
it's just a bunch of fucking nonsense words. What is that?
Well, look at the very bottom in the fine print. In the fine print, what it is.
Imperial salty milk stout brewed with caviar and champagne yeast. Wow. But it says like kaboom splash, arg, pow, crush, bang, swoop, crop, blah, blah,
It's
blah.
I think it's...
Yeah.
You've had that?
Yeah.
And it was good?
It's fucking amazing.
Well, beers brewed with champagne yeast tend to be very, very good, like super dry. So you need to make them very, very high alcohol too.
That's a 14%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I did a brown ale with champagne yeast, and it was like 16% alcohol.
And that's, I mean, it's not far off from having something like a freaking oyster stout.
Yeah.
But perfectly salty, perfectly like that creamy, boozy. It was like a really good blend of everything.
How about that?
Yeah.
And the Scrapple one was good, too?
Scrapple one was amazing. I haven't had it, I haven't seen it in a while, but it was fucking awesome.
Get the fuck out of here.
Really good.
That's crazy. Oh, I was just, what fucking episode did we do where we found the, like, smoked narwhal testicle beer?
Oh, God,
or whatever the hell. Not narwhals. It was like smoked whale testicle.
Yeah, it was something like that.
80s or 90s.
That was a long fucking time ago.
Yeah.
He's the only one that's heard it. More recently than we have.
What would we consider him? Like, it'd be like librarian, but secretary, but like he knows all of the episodes. He can recall the episodes where we talked about stuff. What would we call that?
Fuck.
It's a dead radio savant.
What's happening over there?
You missed it. You missed what I just said.
Dead radio savant?
Dead radio savant.
Hey, write that down.
Can you just throw?
I like that one.
At least throw idiot in there somewhere also.
Well, savant implies that you're an idiot in all other things but the one.
It's like the person who organizes like the content, the Dewey. Yeah. You're the human Dewey Decimals, the dead radio Dewey Decimal System.
Triple D.
Well, that's
with an R in there.
Especially since you don't work weekends, you are manning our booth at Creator Fest. You don't have a choice.
Triple D, capital R.
Yeah, because he's the only one who's just going to be able to just tell people all about the show.
Except for when I have to go to work later.
It's on a Saturday.
I work Saturdays.
Yeah.
You work Saturdays?
He works at BC Kitchen right around the corner from...
Oh, but what time do you go in?
4:30.
Oh, well, that's fine. Yeah, so work until 4 and then walk literally around the corner.
Oh, it's still 4?
No, it's still 6, but we can cover the booth after that. I just need to be available to leave the booth to put out fires because there's gonna be a whole bunch of shit going on that day. So
no, it's fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
No, it'll be fine. Yeah, it's gonna go smooth. I guarantee you.
Oh yeah.
The inaugural run is always the easiest.
Well, but I also need to be able to like take pictures, fly the drone, get video, promotional stuff. So it's like, oh okay. I'll take $1,000 deposit and then you can fly the drone. Just give me the keys to your Jeep.
He's the dead radio bibliognost.
Bibliognost?
Bibliognost, which is an old world term for person in charge of a library.
Mm.
I feel like I need to, like, if we're going to take a picture, it'd be like with like
Curator.
a very big collared shirt or like a nice big freaking turtleneck with a brown jacket on the outside.
Yeah, he needs like one of those
like a hair
big
like
ring necklaces like on Game of Thrones.
have like a book
Yeah.
here like this.
Yeah, just a giant book.
Yeah. It's the Maester of Dead Radio.
And I want you to have one of the mace.
I like that better. That's awesome.
Dead Radio Maester. Oh, I love it. But this one, I'm very happy with this one. And
Yeah.
it's
I really like the
it's all starting to get on
raspberry
top
one.
of me.
That was
And I already have to pee again.
surprising.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure.
I really
wasn't
like
sure
it.
because like sometimes raspberry can go really well. Sometimes raspberry can go.
Hey man, I've talked about the raspberry mint from fucking Dogfish. So the Scrapple thing is like a little bit insane because it's got fucking meat in it.
Yeah.
But
it's not really
it's not
in it.
insane that they did it. You know, once I saw Dogfish, I was like, oh, of course they fucking did that.
Well, with the bacon ones, all they do is they put it, it goes in the boil, it goes in the fermenter, and then it's just filtered out.
Yeah.
So
Like everything else, it's not like
Yeah.
it's not like all this stuff is sitting in it.
Yeah, it's like you ever had bacon vodka? It's fucking delicious.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I have. I think BC had it a while ago. No,
Not that I can think. I mean, not when I was there, but
where the hell was I that had bacon? I know I had it.
Probably Brasserie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah, because I made it before. It's not that hard. You just take vodka, you put bacon in it, set it on the shelf for 2 weeks, and then take the bacon out, and then put it in the freezer so any fat renders to the top. Peel the fat off, and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how I
not
make
even
my stock.
like a cheesecloth or something.
No, you don't even really have to.
No.
I mean, because you take it from room temperature, you put it in the freezer, and it shocks it, and it goes right to the top, and then you just peel that layer off before it freezes.
Quick shout out to your rum too.
Yeah.
That fucking gay rum. What is it called?
The Mount Gay rum.
Mount Gay.
Yeah.
Mount Gay rum.
Yeah. Have you finished it yet?
No, not yet. I just like every time I drink it, it tastes like almost like Coca-Cola, like sarsaparilla or something like that. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
I
I knew you would like it.
I just drink it straight. I don't mix it with anything because I don't want to. It's just so fucking good right off the bat.
I was drinking the gin last night that I got.
Yeah.
At just like I would just do probably like a 3 count of gin, a splash, like a tiny little splash of tonic and a lime, and it was fucking amazing. Like it was like a full-on gin and tonic flavor-wise, but all alcohol. So you gotta be careful with it.
For those who don't know, Adam went on a cruise I have a recap ready to go. I'll probably release that tomorrow morning, and then release this show Wednesday. I was supposed to release it last week. I totally spaced on it.
It's fine.
This was like a weird.
Yeah,
fucking thing,
we
so
just kind of wanted to
apologize.
do. We knew we had too much content for last week's episode, so we decided to do a bonus episode, which is just "What Are You Drinking?" Caribbean edition. And so we're going to release that. Well, you've already heard it at this point.
Who?
The people listening.
No, they haven't.
But what I'm saying is if you're going to release that and then release this show.
Oh yeah, you've either already listened to it, or it hasn't been already released in the.
All right, so
I'm no
he's
good
pulling
with
out all
alcohol.
the beers, I guess, to decide what we're doing.
Oh my god.
What are we feeling?
Well, I got that grapefruit one left, so just send that my way.
Yeah.
I still got half a glass.
Yeah, fucking annihilated tomorrow. Finish your current drink, and then we'll move on to that. So I mean, I think we need to go like middle of the road for maybe the next two.
Holy shit! It still keeps.
Yeah,
it
he's
keeps
taking
coming
most of these
out of
home.
there.
So how much time we got left?
Not much.
It's 8 o'clock. So let's figure we're gonna taste maybe 3 more.
Well, you remember the keg that you got down in
so
there.
let's do like a middle of the road dark beer.
I say do something wacky. Do the wacky shit.
Okay, so do a but what I'm saying, I'm just trying to say like flavor profile.
Yeah,
or
do
body.
Oh, okay.
How about a cherry raspberry?
Sure.
You already did berries. What else you got?
Let me look.
I'm looking at passion fruit with
already opened.
wild ale and
wild ale.
hibiscus.
All right, so
That sounds good.
That's all Alchemist right there.
Oh,
so we got to have at least one of these.
Yes.
Yeah. Alchemist is
Okay, we
sought
got to try.
after.
I think I want to try the Holy Cow America.
That's
India
the one I've
Pale
been
Ale.
told to try. We have
Because
to do this
this
one at least too.
Yes. Okay, so let's do.
It's got a wax.
I've had the Shed Mountain Ale, but never barrel.
They add vanilla, cinnamon, and cardamom to it. I think.
Cardamom.
So let's
Cocoa nibs.
So let's go with this. Let's go with this Holy Cow IPA first, because I'm imagining that this is a lactose IPA. They give you no description.
Good.
But being that it's called Holy Cow and there's a picture of a cow on it, I would imagine that it is a milk-based beer.
Let me see.
There's nothing written on the can.
I know. I'm just inspecting.
But yeah, for those that don't know, milk stouts they use lactose, dairy sugar, to up the alcohol content for the most part. So the problem, like I'm lactose intolerant, so a sweeter milk stout, Mother's Milk by Keegan
Gives you the shits.
It's not really
the bubble guts.
That yes, I feel like I'm 700 pounds
I
when I
found
have
out
that kind of
that
thing.
Brooke hates that term.
Bubble guts.
Hates the term bubble guts.
So
makes me laugh.
Well, if you want,
I love it.
From
like Beer Advocate or something.
Untapped. For
Oh,
hops
fancy.
lovers, this bitter ale is pale colored and made with a blend of 6 different malts and 5
Blonde?
different hops.
A blonde.
Blonde. This ale is dry hop for extra flavor and aroma. Doesn't say anything about lactose.
So why is it called Holy Cow American IPA?
Holy cow. I'm excited to find out how you guys feel about it.
Oh, it
That's
smells like fucking weed.
Jesus, it does.
Yeah, a good IPA should smell like the dankest fucking weed you've ever come across.
Oh, cheers, boys.
Fucking tastes like weed too. It's really good though.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, wow. Look at that face.
That's one of the most IPA-est
That's when
IPAs
you like
I've
your
ever
teeth
had.
itch.
Yeah. Jesus.
Oh, man. I kind of want it.
That's going to be the new. I don't want to say the new heady topper, but holy.
I gotta say, like, Heady Topper is so good, but fuck it. Come on. Can we just stop with that?
Well, no.
You know?
Well, that's the thing up there now. It's just like
Yeah.
it's not even heady topper, and it's like everyone's like on Focal Banger now. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, get me Focal Banger. I'm like, why? You can get it around here now.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, get me Second Fiddle. It's like you can get that around here too now.
It's just it's great marketing on their
market,
part.
yeah.
It's great marketing on their part. They did very, very well. But can we just everyone acknowledge that the only reason it's so popular is because you can't fucking get it?
And it's not kegged.
Yeah.
It's just
all in
it's a
cans.
double IPA, right?
It's a double, yeah.
It is a
Which
great
actually-
fucking beer. It is a beer that deserves to be famous, but
This is much better.
Second fiddle.
And it's easier to get.
Yeah.
And they have a fucking pizzeria that's connected to it that makes awesome pizza.
this is definitely better than Heady Topper.
Yes.
This is the most,
This is fucking
probably the most intense IPA I've ever had without it being like, why'd you do it, guys? You know what I
Even
mean?
like the Maharaja.
It's an American IPA, too.
Yeah, I mean,
remember the Maharaja by Avery?
The one that's like 2,000 IBU or something like that.
I wouldn't say 2,000, but it's
well, there
way
is
up
one
there.
that's several thousand IBU.
Really?
Yeah, but you can't taste anything above like 160. Like it doesn't make a difference.
I think Maharaja is like 100 and something. I know.
Yeah, I think it's 100. I mean, I could be wrong about the actual number, but there is a certain number of IBU where it just doesn't make a difference anymore. But I bought, I don't remember what it was, but it was like a $20 bottle of beer.
Yeah, it's the Maharaja 10% alcohol. That's by Avery. Oh, it's not saying the IBUs. Fuck you and your mother. Oh, gee.
So the one that I had was the McKellar 1000 IBU.
Wow.
And then the highest one is Flying Monkey Alpha Fornication at 2,500 IBU.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's just you're talking about just the chemical composition of it.
Right.
It doesn't make a difference if you can't taste any difference.
Maharaja is 102. So, I was obsessed with that because I remember that one was the one that you really liked when we were first getting into beers.
Yeah.
And Avery was such a solid, beer maker, brewery. What are you doing over there?
I'm tapping this one. But
Oh,
fancy picture, you guys.
We look like in deep conversation.
Yeah.
I also look like I'm falling asleep.
Got the little dead radio in the background.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, this is probably top 5 IPAs I've ever had.
I have to pee again. Is that bad? Do I need to get my prostate checked?
No, you don't drink that much. I mean, you've had 4 beers. I mean,
I haven't. I think I've had like.
You know what? Yes, you need to get your prostate checked.
Do what I dare you. I heard it's fun.
Bring the remote.
Remote and a GoPro with a little plastic bag on top.
I mean, shit. If we're still doing the show, like, when do you have to get your prostate checked? Like 40,
50, I think.
I think it's younger now too.
Yeah. Well, if you're at risk, you might be at higher risk.
Actually,
Yeah.
I might be.
Just do it.
Yeah, why not?
For the show.
See what it's at. Yeah, for the show. You know what? If we're still doing this show at 40, let's mark this down.
We're going to still do this show at 40.
If we're still doing this show at 40.
I still want to be a guest on the show at 40.
If
we're 4 years.
If we're still doing this show at 40, I will get a prostate exam for the show.
Well, how old are you going to be or how long are you going to be until you're 40? What, 5 years?
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah. I hope so. I would have fucking. I need someone
That's
to listen.
That's 8 years of episodes.
You guys had better start doing it. You better be doing it. Yeah.
8 years worth of episodes. I
need
mean,
at
I'm sure
least-
we could find somebody who would do it for the show.
Yeah,
Well, I
mean,
thought you were going to
can't-
look at me for a second. There.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
do it.
I'll be 30.
I got
I'll be
gl-
40 before you guys. I think.
How old are you?
I'll be 36 next month.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So are you saying you want to get one for the show?
I'd do it for the show.
We should get his and his prostate exams for the show. Maybe they'll give us a discount.
to that.
No, but I will for the show. Write it down on the wall or something.
As the Meister of the
Ryan's
show.
40th birthday, prostate exam.
So it's like 2023 prostate exam.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
When do you
20.
think I'll do that? Put it on my calendar.
And it's got nice handwriting, so it won't look bad if it stays up there for however many years.
Kristen thinks
We're still in this studio.
Isn't it
That's the
adorable?
problem. The problem won't be that we're still doing the show in 2023. The problem will be if we're still doing it in your basement.
Yeah, that'll be the problem.
And like an unrenovated basement that still has this wall.
All right, I'm going to sell the house, but I need one thing.
Honestly, can you guys? Are you guys switching to something else? I have to. I have to.
I mean,
go. I have to pee.
That's fine.
Keep the show
Everything's
going.
fine.
Go Tinky Sprinky.
It makes me really nervous.
All right, let's down these and open something else then.
I don't want to chuck it.
I don't either. It's so good.
I'll give you another. I got 4 cans, so I'll get you another one.
This is an absurd amount of beer.
Everything's fine. Just go to the bathroom. Here, we'll open something up and put it in here.
Is this your entire stock, or do you have more at home that you're going to have?
No. Did
you have more at home?
Yeah. Did he send you a picture of the shelf of all the beers?
I have like 4 more growlers, and like I have 4 of these, 4 of these.
Yeah, so this is a representation of 1 out of each 4-pack that he bought.
Absurd. It's absurd.
But like I said, it was like.
Well, what do you want to do next? We'll sip. You don't have to. I got different. Okay, I got other glasses.
Would you like another IPA?
We could. What do you think would go well next? What in there have you tried?
I haven't tried any of this.
Any of them?
I pretty much saved everything for trying on the show.
What is this passion fruit wild ale?
I got that or idletyme,
which is double IPA.
Literally just down the street from Alchemist.
What do you think?
Citrus, fruity, dry hop, serene.
Yeah.
Or we can do the wild ale. Let's do the wild ale.
Okay. It just sounds weirder.
I haven't been. You haven't had a wild ale before?
I've had a bunch of wild ales, yeah. So a wild ale is different than a sour. Usually a wild ale is just something that's open fermented or uses a wild yeast that is usually local to wherever the brewery is. Whereas a sour is a specific type of yeast that is also usually originally wild yeast, but what?
You can smell it.
Yeah. Stumped on his phone. All right. So this is read that off.
Farnum Ale and Lager. It's a passion fruit wild ale with hibiscus, fermented with 3 strains of lactis.
Smells like a barn.
And 14 strains of Brettanomyces.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, it tastes great though. Yeah. I mean, it smells like a foot, but it tastes great.
No.
It smells like a sheep's foot. But it tastes spectacular.
It smells like wine to me.
Yeah.
It smells like a white wine. Like there's like
a dirty white wine.
Yeah, it smells like a fucking Chardonnay. Like it's really super oaky. And
all I smell is the yeast. I smell like a little vanilla, but
my kidneys hurt.
Yeah.
Now. Start drinking more water.
Can
I see the can?
That was a lot.
All right.
Oh, I'm better now. Quick shout out to my mother and father-in-law upstate, saying that with a great idea. My father-in-law Russ says I should do it on the show, meaning the proctology examination, like not on, and then sent me a GIF of Fletch. Actually, Dawn sent all this, but the scene in Fletch where he gets a proctology examination. If you haven't seen Fletch, watch Fletch.
I mean, we can't even get a tattoo artist to come down here, so we need to bring the remote to a doctor's office, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Have you ever seen the show Impractical Jokers?
Everybody keeps telling me to watch it, and I don't, but I hear it's good.
It's funny. They actually do. There's throughout the show they do these things, and whoever fails the most has like a punishment at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
And one of them was like the guy sits through this seminar, and all of a sudden he has to volunteer whenever like the doctor asks for a volunteer, and right on national television goes up there in a fucking hospital gown, bends over a table, and gets gets a proctology exam.
See, that's pretty awesome. I mean,
an exam. And then
a lot of strings needed to be pulled to get that happen, but
and then the doctor goes, just like always, when anything like this, I'd like to have a second opinion. So another doctor comes in, fucking handful of fucking Vaseline. But no, it's a great show. It's fucking great. I mean, highly suggest
the show.
The show.
I thought you were talking about proctology
No, the
examinations.
proctology.
So we gotta talk about this beer because this is probably the weirdest beer I've ever had.
You poured the passion fruit one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's we mentioned
That's the one that I'm smelling?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we mentioned when you went upstairs, it's a passion fruit wild ale with hibiscus, fermented with 3 strains of lactobacillus and 14 strains of Brettanomyces.
Lactobacillus is yogurt.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the probiotic. Now, this is 6% alcohol and it has an IBU of 1. It has no hops in it.
None.
But I would have guessed that it had hops in it.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
It's got a character. It's got that bitey character like that.
Well, passion fruit is really fucking tart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it smells weird. Like if you just smell it, it kind of smells like a fart or a foot or like a fucking
It smells like white wine, Adam.
It does not smell like white wine.
Give me that.
It smells like a fart you want to drink.
I mean, I'm coming off being sick, but
it smells like white wine to me.
Wow.
If you put that up to my nose,
it's so musky.
Blindfolded, I would say it was a white. I would say it was like a Chardonnay. Yeah, like a heavily oaked Chardonnay.
Give it a taste and see what you think.
Can you sip this and spit it out for me, please? Drink out of his though. I'm getting over being sick. Just seriously, swish it around, spit it out in the Kraken thing.
It tastes good.
Yeah. It's weird though,
sour.
right? Yeah.
Holy shit! Wow, that's really sour.
Yeah.
Woo!
Damn it!
Woo!
I was trying to get it.
My tongue's all fucked up. That tastes like a warhead. Wow.
See, I've had way more sour beers than this.
I tried to get a good picture, but that's the
Holy shit, that's sour. But I mean, it's just sitting on my tongue. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. All right,
Yeah.
so I guess I'm gonna drink this.
No, you can't now.
You can't, yeah.
Well, it's watered down.
No one's gonna drink that.
I'm gonna do
No
the
one has to
grapefruit.
drink that.
I'm gonna go back to the Ghostfish. They have a grapefruit IPA. I'm hoping for juicy. Juicy is what I'm looking for.
Juicy and crushable.
Juicy and crushable. This is 5.5% at 85 IBU. What's EBU?
I have no idea.
There's nothing. EBU is something. I know it.
Why are you not sharing?
Oh, I don't know. I'm stupid.
Just throw a
Is that what it
splash
is?
in there.
I shared it with you.
I just want to. That's more than I needed. I just want to try
Shot
it.
glass right here. Shot
glass. Oh, it smells.
Don't over your phone.
It smells wonderful. Yeah, don't do it over your phone.
There you go.
I learned that.
He made that mistake already.
Ooh. Holy shit.
That smells so juicy.
Yeah, it smells awesome. That's fucking juicy.
That's fucking yeah.
A fucking gluten-free juicy
Look
IPA.
at its eyes.
Oh.
So what is this again?
Ghostfish Brewing Company, India IPA or grapefruit IPA.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
That is good.
So
That's
fucking good.
Like that's the thing. Like you get some of these beers that do like, oh, I'm a grapefruit IPA. It's like they say they're grapefruit. You get that bite like that. You can taste the grapefruit.
Yeah.
That's fucking like.
It reminds me of the grapefruit sculpin.
We have the top of the tops for me right now. This I could drink this all fucking night.
I just wish we had the scene.
Super hoppy.
I just wish we had the scene queued up from Beer Fest when they first drink the beer.
It's beautiful.
I want to put my dick in it.
I want to put a stick in me.
I gotta do this for myself.
So tomorrow, it's everything right. Yes, man. Wanna
God
do
damn
it
it.
right.
It's good falsetto.
God damn it,
best.
dude.
That's the only thing I can do.
Thank you so much for bringing this back to me. This
You
is
inadvertently
awesome.
saved the best for last, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to do this like second, but
No, you called that first. You wanted that first, and I was like,
this is so good.
That's-
Did you try this?
it's.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, before.
I want to save it. It's that good.
It tastes like a real fucking beer.
It tastes like Sculpin IPA. Almost exactly.
Sculpin's behind.
Crap.
Heavy Seas?
No,
Come
on. Get your shit together. Don't even look it up.
No.
I'm
Don't
looking
even
it
look
up.
it up.
Do you know what it is?
Ballast Point.
Yeah, it is Ballast
How
Point.
dare I?
If anybody has $1 billion,
I
go
just
ahead
had it, like-
and buy the brewery.
I just had it like 2
It's for
weeks ago.
sale.
Oh, it's for sale?
$1 billion.
$1 billion for
Wow.
Ballast Point.
Yeah, I had it on the show like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Well,
Wow,
not only
this
that, but
is
you get to live
fucking
in
good.
fucking San Diego.
Ghostfish Brewing Company for anybody gluten-free out there and anybody who's not.
That's good.
think.
It's good, yeah.
It's a goddamn really good IPA. Grapefruit IPA, India Pale Ale. Good for them, man. Oh, I'm tagging the shit out of them.
Now,
Where-
can
and
you
where are
get
they
that
again?
here?
No, I've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
They're
but
from Seattle? All right. Another reason to go out to Seattle. Make a trip to the promised land.
It wouldn't surprise me if like you could order it. You know?
Oh, I'm sure you can.
Because there are a lot of these smaller breweries that just like, yeah, just order it online. Just somebody over the age of 21 has to sign for it.
Mm-hmm.
You just send it to the Crafted Cup, care of Ryan Bosch.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. That's
Everybody
what I do.
there is over 21.
That's what I do for everything that needs a signature.
Perfect. Dude, this is awesome. I'm like dumbstruck here. And what did I say it was? 5.5%, 85 IBU. Delish. I love it.
I just can't believe that there are no hops in this.
That is so sour.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, it just like was sitting there on my tongue. It tasted like a fucking warhead to me. It tastes like a lemon warhead.
It's fucking good. I don't think I could drink 2 in a row.
No.
But I would definitely drink, you know, like this is a good beginning of the night beer.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't even want to do the show anymore. I just want to sit here and enjoy this. It's crazy. You see me shaking?
Jesus.
Why are you shaking?
It's like I'm really. I think I've like it's atrophy. I think is the word where I've just completely
Where muscles
lost.
are just wasting away.
Yeah. I think I've gone into that phase,
Yeah.
and I went out back to chainsaw up the branches and shit that have fallen in my yard the last couple storms, and I got them all done and everything like that. But at the end, I was like, God damn it, I'm fucking shot, and this is not work that I
Exercise is so hard.
normally would be like tired after, but I was shot, and I'm still fucking sore. I'm sore, you know.
Maybe you need to do a little bit more because
I should be doing more.
that wouldn't even bother me. I don't
Like my muscles were shaking after, like I was
Well,
like
you were doing
like
chainsaw
this.
work, right?
Which is very
Yeah.
It's
frail.
just the vibrations from the chainsaw. I get that.
But I
all.
was like, I'm still like, I can't like grip a pen very well.
Well, it's just
it's like-
because
Maybe you have
from-
ALS.
My hands are. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you're dying. You're just gonna be.
Hands like.
It's gonna. You're gonna be like
Here,
this.
let me see your finger. Let me see your
In
finger.
2023, you're gonna be like, yes.
So I gotta get my prostate. It doesn't
like,
matter.
I can't feel down there, so it's fine.
That's a horrible joke. But I would like.
But then we're definitely gonna need a producer.
If you
looking
switch this to like a Saturday night, I definitely
I'm-
would. I would
I'm-
love to. I can't tell you how many times I've been like listening to the show while I'm working, and you say something, you know, it's like, oh, what is whatever, and I'm like talking to myself, saying, it's this. How do you not know that it's this? And I'm just like, fuck, this is from like 2 years ago. Shut up.
I have to hire like a 24/7 nurse who has audio experience in her background. Well, now you're here, and you haven't helped with.
No, he knew that. What are you talking about?
You knew the Sculpin IPA thing, but you didn't tell us. See, that was your chance to help the show, and you didn't help the show.
You brought all this beer. What are you talking about? Just gonna leave. Don't leave.
This is great, though. I can't.
I'm surprised. Like, not to say surprised. Like I said before, that was like the first one that you had was the first gluten-free beer that I ever had, and it was good. It was good. That's fucking awesome.
Because the Glutenberg, I always go back to Glutenberg because I think they're the top of the tops. The Glutenberg's the best, in my opinion. But this has got, it's an IPA. It just smashes you over the head with hops. This has got that like round kind of, the juicy flavor. It makes you drool while you're drinking it. That's why I like it.
You know what this is doing right now? The very end is like after a fireworks show. You got that, whatever that is, magnesium or whatever it is that's still in the air.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, though? You get that, like, that aftertaste.
Yeah, my mouth won't stop watering.
Yeah, that's what mine keeps doing.
It's really good, though.
Yeah.
I would definitely drink the shit out of that. Well,
so
we're closing in on the end, so
I think we're closing
we gotta
in.
we gotta try what's in that growler.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Do you want to try that growler?
Close it out with that.
You can water. You can wash out.
No, I'll just put it in here. I think that.
You want to wash out?
Yes, please.
You know, a good washing. Check out Kickstarter.com and search Hudson Valley Creator Fest and contribute.
Yeah, I don't think they give you like a URL. I should look.
Just fucking garbage.
It's very underwhelming.
I was hoping the top would just go flying the fuck off after all that. Yeah, it's super underwhelming.
Yeah, it's like, how the fuck you... So this growler is shaped like a fucking keg. So it's like, how the hell do you pour out of that? You got to turn the glass almost upside down. Put it right up against the lip.
Christmas Vacation when Clark's trying to get his hand through the ladder.
Yeah, a little slower on mine. Not as much head.
I'm trying to find our thing on Kickstarter. Just give me the glass to smell. Why are you giving me the keg?
Because I wanted to know if you would actually just go for
you
it.
fucking savage.
Here, mine has more
Look
head.
at the head on that. I accidentally stuck my nose in your foam. Smells great. That was for the look how much head is on there. What does it taste like?
Smells great coming off.
I haven't
nose.
tried it yet.
Yeah.
I've had it.
Don't worry, I washed my nose after I went to the bathroom.
You were having trouble finding the Creator Fest?
Yeah, I was.
Creator and Fest are two different words.
Yeah, I know.
So that might be... I was just thinking that might be why.
What are you thinking there?
So good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Cousins Vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Their vanilla stout. Really solid. Who's this by?
Prohibition Pig.
Mm.
You bought a
He's
shirt and
wearing a
everything.
shirt.
It's honestly, it's worth the drive to go check them out. It's in Waterbury.
Really?
Yeah, they do. It's really solid beers, really great food, and they do the restaurant up front. You get all the beers you want from the brewery, and then separate from that is the brewery in the back, where they have all the beers on tap, and then whatever you want in the restaurant, they'll bring back. Or no, sorry, they'll have like small food like tacos and burritos and such. But anybody that's been to a brewery in Vermont has been like, got to go to Pro Pig. Because
check it out.
It's they do like everything from like light beers right up to this frickin' thing that's like one of my favorite beers of all time.
Just writing it down because you're going to take that growler with you, so I have to keep the reference. But yeah, Ryan, your homework, should you choose to accept it, would be to hashtag all of these breweries.
Yeah, that's why I'm
just
leaving
leave those cans.
Yeah,
there.
just leave the cans there definitely because and Pro Pig. Yeah, I will absolutely. Am I at mentioning or hashtagging?
That's kind of tough on YouTube.
It's so
because the at mention thing doesn't.
We have a second backer.
Oh yeah,
we do. This might be a live backing.
I still got 2 backers.
Oh. Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
We had 2 to begin with?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind that. So, yeah, man. You guys are enjoying that?
Yeah.
What is it again? I wasn't even
It's a Madagascar vanilla bean porter.
Yeah.
Yeah, porter, I think.
What's all that flailing around?
Porter, yeah, porter.
Yeah.
I didn't want to call it a stout if it's not a porter. It's a porter.
Very little difference. A porter can be like here or all the way over here for how dark it is. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like you guys said. When the hell was that? I forget. It was an episode or two before I came on.
When we had North River Brewing on.
I think, yeah, when you put everything together.
Porters, yeah. It's just a bunch of shit poured into.
Yeah. And I literally did that when I used to bartend at Billy Bob's. This guy, Tony Panessa, couldn't figure out what he wanted. And I said, what do you want? He's like, I don't know. I just I want this, I want that. I'm like, how about a little bit of everything? And I started at one end, started the Guinness, and just one pull off it, all 12 taps. He's like, oh, it's going to taste like shit. And I just, that's actually not that bad. That's actually not that bad. And he tried it. He's like, that's actually really good. Holy shit. And then you guys talked about it on air, and I'm like, I've done that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm in the middle of making a delivery, and I'm like, shit, I've done that. And I'm like, oh my God, that's exciting. And then the guys from North River was like, that's pretty much how porters came around, because it's everything that came back to port. They just dumped into one glass or one barrel or whatever.
So for those that haven't heard, you can go back with the episode is called Polygon Crazy, right?
Yeah, Polygon
She would
Crazy.
also fucking love that sour that we just tried. Yeah,
Remember her taste preference.
Sours.
Farnum.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So the Farnum
Ale and Lager.
Yeah. So if she's listening. But what they would do is, so you have a bung hole. Pause for, okay, go ahead.
Hold on a second.
So you have a bung hole in a keg. And beneath that bung hole would be about an inch or so at the top of the cask, but the barrel's rounded. And the barrel's rounded partially because they don't want it to explode and add strength, but also when the barrel's laying on its side, all the yeast in the barrel would settle to the bottom. So as you be pouring from the tap on the side of the barrel, the beer would be clear. But at the end, you pull a couple of the rings off, you pull the top off the keg, and there'd be a couple gallons of liquid in the bottom, and then they would pour all those together and let it attenuate out so all the yeast would drop to the bottom, and they'd mix all the beers together from all of these casks, and they called it a porter because it was what the poor people drank, the porters, the people that loaded ships.
There you go.
That's where it comes from. But now a porter is just, it's a mix of dark and light malt. That's all it is. That's all you need to do to define it as a porter. It's a mix of dark and light malts.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people call it a black and tan. Some people call it a porter. But a black and tan, like traditionally, if you're going to put it all in the same bottle, would be 2 separate beers that you mix together. So, yeah. But this is spectacular. How many pictures are you going to take?
I know.
You could
he's
do this
like
all. You could do this all when we're over.
You should be our social media czar.
Yeah.
I do it for Untapped.
Ah.
For what?
Untapped.
What's that?
It's something you wouldn't understand. It's a beer drinking app.
It's a beer drinking app. Okay. I don't think that needs to exist, but sure.
What is it? What is
You
that?
basically, like I've been a couple of these things. It's you pretty much let the world know what you're drinking, and it keeps tab of what you're drinking. You also get notifications of places that, you know, it's like, say, like All City Grill over in LaGrange.
Mm-hmm.
They just put on whatever beer. They can put on, you know... yeah.
So they upload...
It's like Grinder for beer.
Untap the Grinder of beer.
But that being said, we forgot to bring up the picture that I put up of you for the thumbnail. And it's just all you chugging beer.
Just gonna run in.
Right? Now, the reason that I put that up is because if you search Adam Merritt on Facebook, which you should,
mm-hmm.
and then you look at his photos, it's all your wife's photos of you. But if you go to, like, so photos of him are all his wife's photos,
mm-hmm.
right? And then photos that he's taken are all beer. All of them. Every single one of them.
It's just a
the
beer.
entire news feed is just beer. Or there are a couple selfies of him chugging a beer. So the selfies of him chugging a beer are the ones that I use for the thumbnail for this episode.
And it's a fantastic thumbnail. Like, I looked at it when we first came in. I'm like, is that? God damn it.
These are all things that you agreed to put out online.
Yeah, you signed
that
it.
fucking paper.
It's too late. It's already
No,
filed.
I like it. It was a good one. It was a good one.
Yeah. And it was easy. It took like 3 minutes.
There
It
you
took
go.
longer to figure out the concept because I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? It's just pictures of beer.
And you know what the funny thing? That's all from that
app.
Yeah, because it like you know, you can tag, you know, like Twitter or Facebook or whatever into it. So
I'm getting sad because I'm getting to the end of this.
Well, you want to wrap it up?
You still have this. I mean, I got all this beer here.
It's fine. I'm fine.
I mean, I'll have another one before we go, but we're over 2 hours on this show.
Yeah, we got to end it.
No,
Yeah.
we don't.
Holy shit.
You know what I did the other day?
Open up the Shed Mountain Ale, and I'll try
You know what
that.
I did the other day? I listened to our podcast from number 125.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I was like...
Our podcast?
The one that he was on.
Yeah, no, I know.
It was fucking hysterical. I loved it. I was just like, I was dying. And I'm like, I wouldn't even care that I was on this episode. I'm like, I'm fucking laughing at this.
That was a good one. I mean, especially because I stayed sober, so I was like fairly sharp.
I literally remember nothing.
Oh, I know, yeah.
I remember
you were
your
like, you know,
your shake dance that you have to do because you're a fucking
bow-legged shake.
Yeah,
Anybody got a better
the
opener?
bow-legged shakedown. Because your fucking Sasquatch body can't fit down here.
Well, that was the other thing. It's like, because, got it.
Gotta get through that wax. The barrel-aged mountain ale.
Well, that was the
coming
other
out.
the thing that I think a lot of other people didn't understand is the fact that I whacked my head on that fucking pipe coming in.
You
here.
sure did.
It was like,
When I fill the cat's water and take care of his food and scoop his litter box and everything, there's that giant mainline PVC pipe coming down that I smash my head on all the time. It's infuriating when you're just cleaning up fucking cat shit.
It's like, I don't want to do this in the first place, and I just hit my head.
Yeah, I just smashed my head. I like it. Wow, that is cloudy.
Holy shit, that's good. Oh.
yeah.
Get like coconut.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if that's from the...
No, that's not from the previous one. No, that's from the oak.
Aged with cacao nibs, cinnamon, and vanilla.
Oh, that is fucking wonderful.
Right?
Holy shit.
Like you
It's
told
not
me
that
before.
dark either.
It's the barrel-aged Shed Mountain Ale.
Normally it's a 7.4.
Smells like dessert.
It's a 7.4% normally. That gets bumped up to 7.8.
35 IBUs. Barrel-aged mountain ale by the Shed Brewery in Vermont.
Tastes like a cake.
Aged in Heaven Hill, Kentucky bourbon barrels.
This is actually, Shed is owned by Otter Creek.
Which is owned by Long Trail Brewing Company.
Yes, sister company.
Yeah.
Because when I was there, they were actually canning the blueberry something or other.
Lager.
They have a blueberry wheat.
Yes, the blueberry wheat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's really good.
No, it's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
blueberry is kind of tough.
Yeah, it's like a wheat ale, but it's like a little sour. Really good. I had it on the show. You couldn't drink it. We had Ryan Berberkin.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He
Thank you.
brought that along.
But
well, I think on that note, we should probably wrap it up because I have to pee now.
Yeah, I have to pee
and
again.
I'm going to drink these beers before I leave. But you guys don't need to listen to that.
Thanks for getting us good and drunk.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking us on a tour of Vermont.
I feel like I owe you $35.
I know exactly how much I owe him. The fucking receipt that I was given.
You know what the funny thing is? I've had, for the last 2 podcasts, I've had a fucking list of shit that I've wanted to talk about.
You didn't get to any of it.
Didn't get to any of it.
Not any of it.
Anytime you make a list, you never fucking
Anything
talk about
quick?
it.
Maybe we can bang through
We
it.
got 14
I have
minutes.
to pee. We have to do titles.
Next time we do a UPS only
podcast.
UPS / drinking.
You just bring a couple of beers and then we go through your list.
Yes.
So keep that
No,
list.
just bring 12 of one beer so that we'll just talk about it and then just drink the rest of the
There
time.
we go, yes.
All right, so let's do titles before we all piss ourselves.
Yes. So we have Adam #2, which I think you need to change your Instagram handle to that. It's all spelled out. It's Adam hashtag
the word
2TWO.
All right, last sip of this fucking Ghostfish Brewing Company Grapefruit IPA. Sorry about that. Sorry to ruin your thunder, but I had to do it.
Cheers, asshole.
I'm going to go home and press my own apples.
Yes. No, wait. I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
Press my own apples.
Object Permanence by Liquid Fistula.
Just rolls off the tongue, actually.
Dead Radio Savant. And His Prostate Exams.
That's my fucking vote.
Hashtag
sure.
that. Hashtag that.
Dead
but
Radio
that's,
Savant.
Yeah, so hashtag Dead Radio Savant, and the title of this episode is His Prostate Exams.
We did it.
Yeah,
We did it,
But
yes.
fucking Object Permanence by Liquid Fistula is way funnier, but not as good a title.
Right.
You know what that
For
needs
sure.
to be? When you guys were talking about that whole, you're going to put together like a comic, or was it the comic or like a whole album about like everything that's going on in?
Yeah, well, we were gonna do comps, but maybe that could be the idea of the comic that Ryan Brown is gonna do for our second release.
That's what I was
It's
just
gonna
gonna
be
say.
the
I'm like,
story
yes.
of Ryan's prog rock band.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's gonna be like the lead
Yes.
singer commits to saying that he's actually a vampire. Yeah.
And then they fire him
Yeah.
after a couple albums.
Yeah. And then he just continues to say on social media that he is actually a vampire. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
And they continue for 2 more albums and then break up because the popularity's not there anymore.
No, he keeps trying to get into I'm a part of this band. No, you're not. No, you're not.
He's like
You know,
homeless and biting people in LA.
every day he tries to friend request the band, but they keep saying no. Sorry.
And then he dies, and the records make millions and millions of dollars.
Except he dies from like hepatitis from biting a homeless person trying to drink his blood.
Hepatitis X.
Yeah, they discover a new strain of hepatitis because of him.
And then they name a new band after that.
Hepatitis Z.
Zed.
All right. Well, I really have to pee, so I'm gonna leave.
All right.
I think we went on in this last time, but
yeah. By
cheer your swill
don't,
there.
Don't
cheer. You got the swill. You got the swill.
You got the Kraken there.
Oh, drink the
swill.
swill.
Got the Kraken.
Don't do it.
Cheers.
Gluten
Cheers.
in there. Don't do it. And spit. There's spit in there too. There's your own spit. In
your
there.
own spit. Spit back. Oh.
And that terrible beer.
There's none of that terrible beer. I drank it.
No, mine. Oh, now you're gonna get fucking sick.